Welcome to Sam the Car Guy. And today, I'm going to show you the 2019 Mazda CX-9 Grand Touring. I've had this vehicle since April 30th, 2021. Today is November 2021, which is about 6 months of ownership. And in that time, I have put 10,000 miles on the vehicle. So with that, let's get started. Starting in the back seat of this review, I'm going to get in to show that me, being a 5'10" adult, has ample legroom in the back seat. I'm in the passenger side, and in front of me would be somebody who's about my height, and I have ample legroom with good headroom, perfect for a long trip. The 2019 Mazda CX-9 Grand Touring, which this one is, has a couple of really nice features for the backseat passengers, which include heated seats as well as rear air conditioning. The air conditioning is right here in the center console. You also have special things such as sunshade, which comes in handy if you're on a long road trip and the sun is coming right into your face. Moving to the front. Now we're in the front of the vehicle. You are looking from the driver's seat, and I'm sitting in the passenger seat. In the passenger seat, you have a very comfortable feel. With the 2019 Mazda CX-9, a couple of fun features that you get as front seat passengers is air-conditioned, or air-cooled, air-ventilated front seats, heated seats, and dual air conditioner that the passenger and driver can choose their own air speeds. Other fun features that you get with the 2019 Mazda CX-9 include Apple CarPlay, which is new for this year model. The driver also gets a heated steering wheel, which is a very nice feature when it's cold outside. Moving to the driver's seat now. In the driver's seat, you have many wonderful driver's aids, which include a 360 camera, as well as a couple of really nice features in the car. So we'll go ahead and get these going, and I'll show you what some of the features you get as a driver are. For the 2019 year model Mazda CX-9, you have adaptive cruise control with the stop and go feature, heads-up display, as you can see there. You have your driver and information, which includes the distance from in front of you that a vehicle is, the service due mileage, your general speedometer, your trip odometer, your trip meter A, and trip B. In the center console, you have a couple of nice features. In the applications, you have the Sirius XM Travel Link, which will show you traffic, the weather forecast, the weather radar, which also, if we go back in there, includes hurricane, fuel pricing around your area, which will show you what gas is. For this vehicle, I like to use premium. And the reason I like to use premium is that the turbocharged 4-cylinder engine that this vehicle comes with has a few neat features with it that we'll talk about a little bit later. You can also see parking and sports. So we'll go back and we'll go to next thing. You can also see what your fuel economy ratings are. Currently, I am getting 27.6 miles to the gallon in this vehicle. You have your vehicle status monitor, which will show you warnings, which this vehicle does not have any, as well as maintenance. And you have your scheduled maintenance, as well as when to rotate your tires. I change the oil in my vehicles every 5,000 miles and rotate my tires every 10,000 miles. So every other oil change, I rotate my tires. Going to entertainment, you have your radio, AM, FM, as well as Sirius, and a few other nice things. This vehicle has Apple CarPlay, but since I'm using my phone to record this video, I cannot currently show that. Communication has a few other nice things, such as call histories, your phones, and under settings, you can kind of see everything that the vehicle can do. So coming over, this vehicle also has navigation, which you can see. You can hide your buttons, which shows your map. You can create new destinations. If you need to know, if you know the latitude and longitude, you can also use that to get to exactly where you want to go, which is a nice feature. I haven't used it yet, but it's there. Under settings, you can kind of see all the settings for the vehicle. This is for the heads-up display. If you come over, you can see your display. If you turn it off, it turns off the center screen. Hitting the center knob again will bring it back up. Safety, this is going to be all of the safety features this vehicle has, which includes the distance recognition, which is how far in front of the car is. As you get closer to a vehicle, the little warning, if you remember from the center right here, this will turn orange if you're too close to a vehicle in front of you, which is a nice feature for everybody who's consistent to tailgating if you live in the cities. So we can kind of follow down and see everything that it has. The traffic sign recognition is pretty neat. And what happens is, as you come up to a sign, it will show up in the heads-up display. It recognizes stop signs and speed limit signs. If you set it to make sound, speed limit alert, audio and visual, if you go over the selected speed threshold, which this one is set to 10 miles over the speed limit, it will beep at you. This is currently set to visual, which means if you go faster than the speed limit by 10 miles, the speed limit sign in the heads-up display will blink and flash at you, telling you you need to slow down. Parking sensors are nice. You have front and rear parking sensors that will go off if anything gets too close to the bumpers. 360 view monitor, this shows you the 360 cameras, which we'll show here. Also, why we're in the camera settings, so as you can see the 360, you also have a few other options for your camera, which includes a sole front-facing camera, as well as parking curb cameras. So you can see where the curb is compared to your front tires. So as you turn the wheel, you can see the wheel turns, and also the line shows where the back wheels are going to go. Hitting back, we'll come back over here. So now we'll come back and we'll go over to the next side, which is your sound. This is going to be your GPS guidance, as well as where you can change the bass, treble, and the fade of where the speakers are going to play the music. This particular vehicle is set up with Bose, which is a very nice sound system for this car. Oh. So we'll come back over here. And then you have the clock. It's GPS synced, so as you go places that change time zone, the clock will automatically change the time zone for you. You can also set your clock with 12-hour or 24-hour time. If you turn off the GPS sync, you can change the clock however you wish. but since I like to not have to worry about it, I leave it set to GPS sync. Under vehicle, you have a few other nice features, such as the rain sensing wipers. This vehicle, the 2019 Grand Touring and Signature, I can't speak for the Touring and Sport models of the Mazda CX-9, but these have rain sensing wipers. So if you leave them in auto, if it detects water on the windshield, the wipers will wipe, but that only works on the front wipers. The rear wipers, you have to do intermittent or completely on. You have the door locks, which will automatically lock the doors. It'll also, a neat feature, if you do not open a door when you relock the vehicle, after the designated time, the doors will relock. So you have an option of 90 seconds, 60 seconds, or 30 seconds. Unlock mode, you can set it so that when you hit the driver's door once, it will only unlock the driver door, or if you hit it twice, it'll unlock all the doors, or you can set it so that when you only tap the button on the outside once, it'll unlock all doors. Walk away lock is if you walk away from the vehicle will lock. I do not have this on because I keep my vehicle in a garage and don't want it to lock every time I walk away from the car. Turn signals, you have the 3-flash turn, which means when you tap the blinker, it will flash 3 times. You can also change the volume for your turn signal. Devices are your phones, and then system is other features, such as which distances you're going to use, as well as your temperature versions as well. As you lock the doors, the mirrors will also go in. Another neat feature, now that all the doors are locked, if you have the key in your pocket, you can actually tap the button down here to open the tailgate. If you don't have the key in your pocket, it will not work. And I will show that right now. The key is not in my pocket, so the vehicle will not open. Welcome to the third row seat of the CX-9. The third row is a little cramped, as I will now demonstrate by bringing back the back seat, or the middle seat. It is currently in full forward position, and I don't have a whole lot of leg room compared to this seat, though I do have a lot of room compared to this seat where it is currently. Though if you put somebody in this seat, it will be back farther, so you will probably be up against your knees. You also have a very tight room, so there's a lot of upward support of the legs. I will now demonstrate getting out of the vehicle. You will push the lever on the top of the seat up. That will then raise or allow the rear seat back to move forward, and then you will push. That will push the seat as far forward as it will go, and you will then crawl out. Once you're out, you will put the seat back to its position. Putting the seats up or down, you have levers on both sides. So since this seat is down, we will go ahead and put it up. So you pull and lift up. That puts the seat up. You will then raise the headrests, as you can see there. To put them down, you pretty much do the same thing. You will push this lever and push the seat down. Same thing with the other side. Pull the lever, the headrest drops, and you push the seat down. Power for the 2019 Mazda CX-9 is delivered by a turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. You can see it here with the SkyActiv technology. Average fuel economy for these vehicles ranges anywhere from 20 to 29 miles to the gallon, depending on driving and how you like to hit the gas pedal. It was announced by Mazda that for the 2023 or 24 model, the CX-9 will most likely be replaced by the CX-90, which will be powered by a inline 6-cylinder engine. Other than that, nothing else is known about the new vehicle at this time. In front of the vehicle, this vehicle comes with adaptive headlights with auto bright light feature. So when the brights are on and it detects the vehicle in front of you, it will turn the brights off. The lights also will turn with the steering wheel in the dark. The vehicle also comes with LED fog lights, which you can see one of the ones here. They're tiny and hidden, but they get the job done. Mazda also has a very distinctive front-end styling that no other vehicle shares, which includes a neat overbite of the front grille, as you can see here. Driving the Mazda CX-9 Grand Touring. The vehicle is very comfortable for what it is. You can definitely tell that this is a car that was made by the company that brought you the Mazda Miata. When you compare it to other vehicles in its size range and its competition, which would be the Toyota Highlander, the Honda Pilot, the Nissan Pathfinder, Chevrolet Traverse, and so on, the Mazda is a pretty good choice. Reliability seems to be very decent for these vehicles, though there have been a few complaints about crack blocks in the engine, but that seems to affect more the 2016, 2017, and 2018 models. I haven't heard anything about this issue in the 2019s and 2020s, and so on. The Mazda CX-9 is also not as common on the road as some of its competition. You will definitely see more Honda Pilots and Toyota Highlanders and the Kia Telluride. But the Mazda is a very good choice. The quality inside the Mazda, to me, I would compare to that of a Mercedes E-Class or the GLE. It's a very nice place to be, and it comes packed with features. The 2019 GT and Signature model, which is the top trim Mazda CX-9, are very, very nice options. The Signature comes with Napa leather seats that you can get in this really pretty darkish red brown color for 2019. In 2020 it changed from like the saddle brown red to a more dark brown color. The vehicle, when you compare it to its rivals, is very nice, with luxury compared to that of, I would say, a Mercedes GLE. Mazda has come a long way since their humble beginnings and definitely make a very nice luxury car. If you want a car that gives you luxury but doesn't give you the unreliability, such as cars like the Audi or the Mercedes, the Mazda is a really good choice. It's nice, it's comfortable, and it's a really good road trip car. So now I'm coming up to a traffic light, and you'll see it's pretty quiet inside. Not a whole lot of noise. It's pretty easy to maintain conversation. It's a very nice vehicle, and I highly recommend it to anybody who is starting a family and needs an SUV. It's great for road trips. It has decent storage. It's not as large as a Honda Pilot. I'd say it's about the size as the Toyota Highlander, though the Highlander is a little bit larger on the inside. But the Highlander is more of a wafting, more like luxury. If you want something that's sporty but also luxurious, this is the car for you. The turbocharged 4-cylinder also has a special system so that if you can put low-grade regular fuel into it, but you'll only make about 220 horsepower out of this engine. If you put premium, you'll get closer to about 250-ish horsepower and a little bit more torque. I think it's 310 pound-feet with premium. So for me, I like the more performance, so I use premium in the vehicle, even though currently gas has definitely gone up in value. So now we're going to take it out on the interstate and kind of see how does it feel on the interstate? So we're gonna come through this roundabout, which the vehicle handles very much like a sport car in my opinion. I would compare it similar to that of my Infiniti FX45, as not quite Miata level, but if the Miata was an SUV, this would definitely be a vehicle. So now I'm gonna get on it and see how it takes off. And the price is pretty decent. A brand new one of these for 2022 is about $43,000, and you can find one of these for around the $30,000 range, which is, in my opinion, a great deal for what you really get in this car. So I'm going to come over here into the right lane, slow down a little bit, and then I'm going to give it a full throttle, and we can kind of feel how the acceleration feels. So I'm going to drop it down to about 65, and I'm just going to hit it. You know, from a 60 to a little bit faster on an acceleration, the car feels pretty great. It's not a true sport car, but it's quick enough to kind of get you out of a dicey situation. The Turbo 4 is definitely ample power for what you have, though this is also coming from somebody who's one person in a car. It might struggle a little bit more if you have a full loaded car of 7 people, but most vehicles with 7 people will struggle unless you get something like the brand new outcoming Grand Wagoneer or Wagoneer with the Hemi V8 that makes 600 to 700 horsepower depending. So the Durango with the Hellcat option and like 700 horsepower, that would probably haul pretty good with 7 people in it. You will feel if you load this thing completely down, but if you're just one person that uses it to go back and forth to work, or if you travel a lot, or you move a lot of equipment, such as me, I'm a musician, so sometimes I will use the vehicle to move a little bit of a music equipment, this is a great car for you. Fuel economy is decent. You get, right now I'm getting 26.5 miles to the gallon average, and I can go about 330 miles on a tank of gas, which, where I am, gas isn't as crazy expensive as it is in some places like California, but it's still decent, and the car does a great job for what it is. So that's the review of the 2019 Mazda CX-9 Grand Touring. If you have any questions about Mazda CX-9 ownership, please feel free to ask in the comment section, or you can reach me at the Instagram tag at FX45Life if you would like to see more content about the Mazda or my Infiniti FX45. I'm always open to engagement with everybody who's a fellow fan of these vehicles, and I love to hear what your thoughts are on these vehicles. If this video helped you, go ahead and hit that like button. I greatly appreciate it, and happy trails on your next vehicle purchase. This has been Sam the Car Guy. Have a good one.